Hello mages all over the world, my name is Martin and I'm a Raising Flag from Prague, Czech Republic in Europe. Today we will check out some top 3 rules, which definitely is, let's say, questionable, and it's definitely raised my eyebrows when I saw it for the first time. Because when I'm playing Magic, I'm thinking about it like it's real battlefield. And what you can imagine in real battlefield with real creatures and real spells, that's possible for having in the rules. But when it's, as I said, questionable, it's a great thing to mention them. Top 3 bullshit rules we can have, and we could some kind of make a change happen. Leave me comment if you agree or disagree, if it's nonsense for you too. I definitely would be glad to see some other opinions about these 3 rules. Maybe you got some different rules which is nonsense for you, but these 3 are questionable for me. First is about Indestructible. Indestructible is great ability. You cannot basically kill the creature. We got a lot of indestructible creatures, so we can give indestructible to some creature when we use our Season Hollowbait, for example. But where I see the problem is killing indestructible. I mean, when you imagine battlefield, it's definitely possible to exile indestructible creature. Just poof, like Thanos did in Avengers. Exile them. It's absolutely okay. But when you can get hit from big creature, for example, with 6 power, and our little brush counter would be -5, it's okay. No matter what, no problem, do it. But when you use, for example, Aura Deathweight, which gives Brush Counter -2/-2, Brush Counter ends up -1, and he's dead. Like, what? I can be even -20 when it's damage, but I cannot be -1 or 0 when it's minus. I really don't get it. I cannot imagine it in Battlefield how it would work. Like, a huge spell is okay. I'm indestructible. Like, huge creature is okay. I'm indestructible. But hey, -1, what is it? What it would be in Battlefield? How it's possible to be -20 when it's damage and minus or 0 or -1? It's not possible when it's minus ability. It's definitely nonsense for me. I would be really glad if we could, for example, phase out, like the fairy does, indestructible creatures, or if we could exile them, it's absolutely okay too. But the minus, especially at till the end of the turn, like -1/-1 to the end of the turn, shouldn't have such effect for indestructible creature. For me, it's definitely bullshit and nonsense. Leave me a comment if you think that that's a right opinion, or give me your opinion. The second one is around Emergent ultimatum. Pretty powerful deck, maybe number 1 in standard right now. I saw great variation in historic when they are playing, opponents are playing Nissa who shakes the world and Liliana, which is sacrificing 2 creatures of of opponent, and so many great variation. Powerful in historic, powerful in the standard. But let's read the card. Search your library for up to 3 monocolored cards with different names and exile them. An opponent choose one of those cards, shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other card without paying their mana cost. Exile Emergent Ultimatum. The keyword here is monocolored. You probably know where I'm heading. Walking God of Flies. I really hate to see when you are able to play only monocolored spell and you choose Valky, you leave Valky away, they can cast it. The keyword here is cast, because when you cast card, you can choose the side of the card, apparently, and it means that you can play Tybalt. But as I'm seeing it, those cards, Tybalt is not monocolored card. And what raised my attention even more, that this particular rule was changed like in a month ago, when we are talking about cascade mechanic. With cascade, it was all repaired. You cannot cast during cascade different color spell, and they probably should do it even with ultimatum, because as we know with Strixhaven there will be much more double-sided cards, and it could be really crazy to play in whatever you want when you're using ultimatum, and the condition for the ultimatum that it has to be monocolored is demolished with those double-sided cards. So it would be pretty easy to repair this, for me, mistake and again bullshit and nonsense. I would definitely change it to monocolored, and when the main part of the card is Valky, you can play Valky if you want, but nobody would want during ultimatum. So hey, why not to change it? There are a lot of great cards what you can fetch with Emergent Ultimatum, and it doesn't have to be as questionable as it is. Again, leave me comment if you think about it the same way as me. If not, please leave me comment why is that so. And the third one, it's around Counterspell. It's not about counterspells at all, but it's about, as I mentioned before, the word cast. Because when you cast things, a lot of stuff could happen in Magic. But again, I'm imagining it as its real battlefield, and imagine that someone wants to play a huge creature. It could be adventure creature, whatever. And you use Counterspell. Counterspell means that you erase this spell. On the battlefield, it would mean that some mage wants to summon the creature and you stab it right away, and the creature is not summoned, the creature is not in battlefield, cannot attack you, cannot block, just like it's never happened. Counterspell makes the spells like it's never happened. But I'm so pissed when there are a lot of triggers just because you try to cast those spells. I mentioned adventure. A great example is with Edgewell Innkeeper. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, draw a card. So it's apparently only the attempt to cast, and you could draw a card. But when you counterspell the creature and the creature never happened, you shouldn't be able to draw a card. The word cast, the keyword cast, is what caused my problem with all those counterspell things. and it's much more. In historic, for example, Ulamog. When you cast Ulamog, you exile two things of your opponent. But it doesn't matter whether you counter Ulamog, because you cast it, so you still can exile as it would be in Battlefield, or I don't know how to imagine it would happen. I don't know how it would happen in real Battlefield. And definitely almost any trigger ability after casting, when you cast X, discard to Y, and when you prevent to happen, when you don't resolve the card, apparently casting is enough as mage on the battlefield doing, whoa, now I will summon something. Oh no, counterspell. But it's okay, I want it, so all the triggers ability goes off. This is not something what could be changed. All the cards should be rewritten. Whenever you resolve a creature spell that has adventure, you would have to rewrite the text on many cards, so it's not as easy, but still seems to me like if the spell didn't happen, triggered ability shouldn't be allowed. That's it. That's my 3 bullshit rules. That's my 3 nonsense, 3 questionable things that could be revised, for example. Leave me comments. I would love to know your opinions. Leave me like or dislike when you don't think this is the right things about the rules. But for me, it's pretty interesting when I'm playing Magic and I find out something not as logical as it should be or could be. Thank you for your attention. Have a magical day or night, whatever. See you at the next one.